4 contestants enter, but only 1 leaves a champion. That's right, it's time for the one and only Project Nerd Game Show. Live from the Project Nerd Studios in StreamYard, it's The Last Word.
What is up, everybody? I'm your host, Andy Adair, and I'm so excited that you're here today. We have a really great episode talking about this summer of movies. I got my Justice League vinyls out, as you can see. Zack Snyder Justice League, super hype about that, right? We might talk about Ezra Miller getting arrested for the 19th time as well today. So first, let's bring in a guest that you have seen quite a few times. Isaiah, welcome to the show today.
What's going on, selectors? How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
And up next, we're going to bring in Will. Will is a first-timer here on the show. Will, thanks for being here today.
Hello, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
All right.
Oh.
And, yeah. That's friendly competition. It's all friendly. Well, bringing in next, Dee. Dee, thanks very much for being here today.
Hi, yeah, thanks for inviting me.
And you do other podcasts on the network, right?
I do. I am part of the G-Spot podcast, Sarah and myself.
Quick plug. Very good. All right, awesome. And last but not least, Drew. Thank you, Drew. Welcome aboard. Thanks for being here. Totally muted. That's great. Great to see you. Awesome, awesome start, Drew.
Yeah, I know technology.
Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate you coming. You know, you don't have to know technology as long as you know how to answer some of these questions potentially. All right, so let's get into our round one. All right, so our first question, and you know we have to start here, of course, with that Thor trailer. So we're going to dive in just a little bit into that Love and Thunder trailer that released yesterday. I want to hear your thoughts, hopes, dreams, anything that you saw in the trailer that maybe I missed, anything that everybody missed. You know, there's a lot of videos online talking about what's going on right now. Let's get Isaiah. I'm going to have you come in first here. I think you've made some videos already online about what's going on. So tell us.
Let's go. First of all, Taika Waititi. I mean, here we go. That was a brilliant trailer. Why? Because it didn't just give everything away.
Right.
It was very, very concise. We got to see a little bit of what we wanted to see, but specifically what really caught my eye was Surtur, who I think is Surtur. As he's training, he's like, doing the whole ropes thing. And there's these big bones, and everyone's like, oh man, that's got to be someone who Gore the God Butcher killed. I think that's Surtur from, let's see, what was that? Thor 2, Thor 3? Ragnarok. Yeah, from Ragnarok.
Yes.
So I think a lot of people are going to be surprised when we find out that Hela is probably still alive and that she killed Surtur, and she's going to have something to do with this next movie.
I love Hela. I would love all of that to come true. I don't know if it will or not, but that's a really great theory I haven't heard yet. Will, what do you think about the trailer yesterday?
I loved it. I was excited. I think they're leaving a lot to the imagination, for sure, because you don't even see the villain at all. Like they don't allude to like any negativity or like oh no things are. I think he's gonna kill Zeus. I assume it was Zeus. The lightning bolt came in, right?
Yes. First look at Russell Crowe. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, also, who better to be Zeus than Russell Crowe, who just absolute egomaniac. Perfect there.
Are you not entertained?
yeah, exactly. I mean, he's been Greek the entire time. Yeah. So I think they're like leaving a little bit to the imagination for that. I don't know. I'm excited to see. Like, I kind of watched and thought maybe Jane Foster wasn't Jane Foster that we've known, and it might have been like a what if Jane Foster,
like a variant maybe, or a different universe. Yeah.
So I'm excited to see if maybe there's a crossover there. But that's I enjoyed it, and I also kind of like had a moment where I was like, maybe is that the real Peter Quill? Like I don't even know. Yeah, so I'm excited.
If there's one thing now after No Way Home, is that doubt everything, right? There's nothing else we can.
I'm just here for the ride. Yeah.
All right. Dee, you're up next here. Let's bring you in. What do you think about the trailer that came out yesterday?
I thought it was really fun. I love Taika Waititi, all of his work. Currently watching the HBO one, Our Flag Means
So
Death.
good, right?
Yeah, it is. And I think I'm the echo. Sorry.
It's okay. It's totally okay.
And I really like that we did see Thor, Lady Thor, Jane, could have been someone else, I don't know. But I liked that, and it looked like it was Thor's old hammer that Hela had crushed, that she, magically gets again. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And yeah, you don't see the villain, and everyone's guessing it's Gore the God Butcher. So I bet everyone's right, because there were panels that just were like straight out of the comic that were in the trailer. So we'll see. It looks fun. I'm gonna love it because I like Taika's work. So,
Drew, what are your thoughts?
I kind of have a different perspective on it because I have not seen a lot of the Thor movies. I'll go ahead and admit that. And as someone from the outside, the trailer was very nicely done, and it might can pull, the casual viewer like myself in, because I was like, oh, well, it's not just beat up scenes and CGI and all that stuff. Like Thor's trying to find love.
Unfortunately for you, there is, per Marvel, I'm sure the trailer is completely different than what we're actually seeing. There's, the scenes where like Thor's running, there's probably other people running with him that have been edited out. And I'm guessing we're going to get a full trailer here. What, like at the end of Doctor Strange, you think, Isaiah? Kind of like we have with No Way Home?
I definitely think so. I'm even thinking we may be going back to Sakaar. Maybe we see, I don't know, some of the extra characters from that world. Maybe we even get another hint of all the destruction Hulk had. I'm not sure. That's
just want more Jeff Goldblum, and if he's in the movie again, it's a win for everybody.
And more of the ship. Really, if we can get more of "It's my birthday," I'm all about that.
Okay, well, let's talk now. Let's shift gears just a little bit to some news that broke today. We won't talk about this for too long, but I wanted to get your opinion. Ezra Miller was arrested again today, like literally today, a few hours ago in Hawaii. And this is what, arrest number 5, 6, 7, 15? Who knows?
At least
I want to know now. At least three, and some of it's on video too. And he looks horrible while he's doing all this stuff. What does DC do with Flash now? They've pushed the movie till 2023 already, so it's not even coming out until June of next year. Are they going to reshoot some stuff? Hey, why don't you start us off?
I don't think they will. If he's a good actor, if he's good on set, he can do whatever he wants off set, and as long as he comes to work and plays ball, they're going to keep him. I mean, look at Mel Gibson and Russell Crowe and Alec Baldwin. Like, they've done questionable things, and yet they've still been in movies since then. So Ezra Miller getting arrested a couple of times for, I don't know, starting a fight in a bar, not a big deal these days.
I got to jump in. Can I jump in? There's two things to that statement. Okay, two things in that statement for me. Good actor. No, he was terrible. The guy couldn't even run right. Oh, it was so frustrating. Listen, this guy has got arrested more times than John Jones from the UFC. This guy, he needs to go. And the way that we fix that is we go to good old, wholesome, reliable Grant Gustin. What needs to happen is he needs to run out of the CW shows and literally flashpoint all of that CW stuff, because let's be honest, Arrow was the best thing that was going on the CW. Run through there, and basically we're going to scrap the Flash movie, but not scrap it. Grant Gustin runs, they reshoot probably half of the movie, and he's looking for Ezra Miller because Ezra Miller was in an episode of the CW show. That's what he's doing. And then we can just get past all of this Ezra Miller stuff, because the guy this was DC's one hope, right? They could reboot everything with Flashpoint. They could bring in the Batman's Batman and kind of fix all of this stuff. And Ezra Miller can't stop partying. Give me Grant.
People do have their lives outside of work, and just because Ezra Miller is getting arrested and maybe partying too hard, if he does his job and he's not problematic on set, like if he's doing this stuff on set, totally kick him off. He's out of the movie. But if he's just like totally good on set and they're like, we love Ezra, whatever, he's a little rowdy after hours, you know, they're not gonna kick him out of the movie unless he like murders someone. But even then,
Yeah.
it's questionable. So
Yeah, I mean, Rodman was still winning championships when he was partying in Vegas. You know? gotta blow off steam. You know.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing about that was they let Rodman have his own leash. They were like, "Look, we're gonna let you just go, just get it out of your system." And then he showed up on WWE and he was body slamming people.
Yeah, and I'm sure this Ezra Miller arrest, it's bringing publicity. You know, people are talking
People are
about him,
talking
and they're
about
like, "Oh, yeah, he's the Flash. Oh, I wonder if that's a good movie." You
Yeah.
know, all press is good press, even when it's Ezra Miller choke slamming a fan. So
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I
do we-
don't know. I guess where I'm at is we're talking about DC and who really cares that much? I mean, that's sort of, I mean, and I'm not, you know, I mean, like I want the franchise to win, but I mean, whenever I talk to any of my friends that are very, very involved in this and they're very serious about it, it's always a laughing point and they're really upset about it, you know? And so it's like, this is news that's coming to me for the first time right now, you know? And, you know, I used to work in film and TV and that was something that would always be on the forefront of the conversation. And I wish they could just do a little bit better, you know? So that like, let's say this was Chris Evans doing this nonstop, you know,
Yeah.
everyone would know about it. But like, I'm just now finding out that he's been arrested even once, you know?
yeah,
Yeah. Well, and that brings up a good point too. The issue is DC hasn't really made us love these movies
Sure.
in the long run, right? I think
Yeah.
when we got the Joker, a lot of people I really enjoyed the Suicide Squad. I really enjoyed Peacemaker. But there's no connective tissue. And I know DC likes the standalone. I know they like the dark stuff. I'm wearing a Superman shirt. I get it. But the reality of it is that, I mean, I think a question coming up, I think we lost Andy, but
He said,
we got
to
we're
take the
just
lead.
Yes,
we're,
okay,
we're
we're
on the
riffing,
ride
right?
and there's
We're
no
riffing.
captain.
and that's going to be kind of the
My
issue.
internet's back, baby.
There
Sorry,
we
my
go.
guys.
That's
I
all right.
apologize, Isaiah. If I drop again, Isaiah, you got the lead here.
Okay, it's got to be about connectivity. That's what people want to see right now. We want to see, I mean, it's happening in what's so funny is it's happening in DC's cartoons, right? Their animated films they're miles ahead of anything.
They've always
Marvel's
been
done.
so superior than the other.
They're
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and it's like, why doesn't DC just look at what they're doing like across the street and go, oh, it's all your movies are connected in animation? Let's do that in the movies.
Yeah.
And I really think The Flash was supposed to do that, but they're really showing their hand when they kept delaying it. One question I want to pose to you guys is, what do we do now with Aquaman, Shazam, and the other movies that are connected to all of this?
More Shazam, please.
Yeah, I agree.
That movie was good. Aquaman, I fell asleep. It was.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I love Jason Momoa. Like, I'm not like oh, he's so hot. I'm not one of those weirdos. But I've watched Dune, and I love him in
But he's
Dune.
very fun and he's
He
versatile.
is. Like, he looks like a dude you could just, like, meet at a bar, and he'd just be, like, a blast to hang out with.
Yeah, he's the guy that you're not supposed to be able to talk to at the bar, but instead he actually wants to buy you a shot and you hang out with him the entire time.
Yes.
It'd be a great time. Sure.
Yeah, he's totally that kind of guy, and I just couldn't get into Aquaman. I'm sorry. It was super boring. I don't know what happened in the second half because I was asleep, but the first half did not captivate me, and everyone just seemed very rigid. Even Nicole Kidman, she's like an Oscar award-winning actress, and she was like phoning it in, it felt like.
They got that paycheck, right?
Yeah, I
As
was
a,
like,
Go ahead.
as a
no.
DC fan, I hope they get it right. I would rather them delay everything and get it right than push forward and it be even digging their grave to Marvel even deeper, you know.
Well, I thought Shazam was interesting. So, you know, like again, like I'm not like a huge comic book person, but I've been following Marvel's, you know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe since 2008. Cried cried at the finale when we lost Robert Downey Jr. because I connected to Iron Man very deeply. But when I was watching a lot of the DC films, Shazam was the first one that I was like, oh, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of very personable moments. You know, he touches on some very serious things. Like I that was the first time I thought, oh, they kind of got this one right. And I don't know where that disconnect is that they can't figure out the rest of the way, you know. And I understand that they're you know, directors are having fights and they're being dropped, and you know, well, I want to go this direction, now I'm going this direction, and I get that it's a lot of complicated stuff, but I think at the end of the day, you have to remember it's just what's the viewer want, you know. Absolutely. And they want to think, they want to laugh, they want to cry, and they want to have a good time. They want a good experience. They want to have an experience, you know. And I don't know if they've quite figured out how to do that the entire way through.
Well, let's jump over. I guess I'm going to switch over into hosting duties here. Speaking of having a good time.
This is unfair.
Let's talk about Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is coming out in about 2 more weeks when the movie is almost out. Today, we discussed the rest of the summer ahead of us as we're almost there. The Thor trailer dropped yesterday, adding some more kindling to the summer fire. 2 questions here, and we'll track this so the post-summer we can see who was right. First, which movie wins the box office this summer? And don't forget about kids movies. And which movie will be the best summer movie in 2022? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
You first? Yeah. Ladies first.
Well, I was thinking that Thor would win the box office because everybody likes Thor, and I'm not sure how his other movies did, but I liked those movies. I really loved Ragnarok. That's my favorite Marvel movie. That one also by Taika, so clearly I have a little bias. But I don't know what kids movies are coming out. I'm sorry. It could be Sing 5. It could be Trolls 11. One of those is probably going to win, and I'm the loser, okay? I'm sorry. But, yeah, what was the second part of that question?
Who wins? Which will be the best movie, and who wins the box office? Well, I guess that could be 2 different things.
Yeah. The best movie? I don't know. I heard really good things about that. The Nicolas Cage movie. The Weight. What was it called? It's like
The Weight of Being
Massive
Super
Talent.
Popular.
It's just something about Massive Talent. So that movie is probably the best one. And you know, it's Nicolas Cage and freaking Pedro Pascal. So
I can't disagree.
Where can you go wrong?
Yeah.
I think a dark horse to get box office this summer, depending on parents wanting to get their kids out of the house, is Minions. Minions is dropping a new movie, and I mean,
Minions
who
3?
doesn't love Minions? It's the rise of Gru.
Oh, Baby Gru. We got the origin story of Gru.
I love those movies.
And then I think best movie, and I'm very biased here, and I'm just saying what I think is going to be the best movie, and it's the Bob's Burgers movie.
Bob's Burgers.
I'm excited about it. I'm very excited. I'm excited to hear Gene's little one-liners and Luis's sass, and this is going to be just wow.
I love the burger costume. And our last one, what do you think?
Well, I'm thinking, all right, might be biased because I agree with Thor. I think between the 2 Marvel films, I'm very excited for Doctor Strange because it's going to just mix up everything. It's going to bring everything together and also expand everything. But as someone who is a member of Chris Hemsworth's workout app, maybe Centaur, which would make more sense, who is soon deleting it because I've run out of money. But I think it's going to be Thor. But my heart's telling me it's going to have to be Top Gun. And that's why, I mean, I did this just to,
of course,
fly into the danger zone. But I think do I think it's going to be a great movie? No. Do I think it's going to be fun? Do I think people are going to go back to it? Do I think it's going to bring in a bigger audience? Maybe.
No.
But you know, it's I don't know if the box office, until we're through, you know, the actual clear of the pandemic and everything, are we going to actually like get to go into the box office the way we really hope we can? No, but I think Top Gun's going to be the blockbuster hit. If I had to put something out there and guess.
That's great, guys. Very good content. I can't change and do any of the fancy round ones, round twos. Just in case Andy does come back, I'm giving us all 10,000 points.
Like, whose line is it anyway?
That's right. Everyone's getting 10,000 points on that one. Me personally, just to kind of round that out, and to look at some of our comments, my man Mike the Quad says everything, everywhere, all at once.
Oh,
that movie. I think that's probably going to be the best movie. I think it'll probably be low grossing when we look at Doctor Strange and Thor and stuff like that. But that movie really,
like Oscar worthy. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. That's fair.
You're not going to beat a Marvel movie in the box office.
No. Money you're not going to win. Yeah.
That's it. All right, moving on to round two. Fantastic Beasts hit this weekend, not with a mighty roar, but a whimper. With this being the lowest grossing film in any Harry Potter movie, and clearly a low point now for the series, the only confirmed big project in the Potterverse is the new game that will release this fall. What do you think is next for the world of Wizards? Are we headed towards a reboot, remake of the movies already? It has been 20 years. Thoughts? Let's go in the same order.
All right. I really hope we don't get a reboot, because it's going to be like everyone has amazing eyebrows and wears heels into Hogwarts, and they just make you feel bad. It's like going to be like Euphoria High, and I don't want to see that. I liked my frizzed out Hermione hair and Ron getting troll boogers on him. I don't want those movies to ever be rebooted. Some things you just need to let it stay as it is. I'm sorry that the Fantastic Beasts didn't do well, because I did enjoy that first movie and the second movie. There's two. Okay. Woo. Epiphanies. But yeah, I'm a little upset that they got rid of Johnny Depp. I love Mads, but I mean, Johnny did a pretty good Grindelwald, so I feel bad for him about that. But yeah, it sucks for them. I really do they need to do any more movies? Fantastic Beasts was like a guide. The book was like a guide. It wasn't like a story. So I don't know. They need to just chill out for a second and maybe regroup and then do some more stuff. But I don't know. We've had a lot of Harry Potter. It's been a good run. I've enjoyed it. Maybe cool off.
Fair enough. Concur. Just keep making your merchandise money. People are still going to buy it. You're still going to have the huge store at Universal. Keep picking your houses, even though it has been 20 years. People don't care. I know people that watch all of the movies once a year. So just keep racking in your money and just, like he said, pump the brakes.
Mr. Tom Cruise.
I know Drew was just sitting here thinking about the Braves and how last night his favorite player went to the Dodgers and hit a home run against the Braves, and he can't.
Why are you roasting me in between answering questions?
Yeah, there we go.
I know what else is going. All right, sorry. So my whole thing is with the new reboot is it's supposed to be a Dumbledore origin story, right? And that's exciting. That's fun. We've all loved that. I mean, if I was the same age as Harry Potter when those books came out, so I was very connected to it. I felt I remember around book 5, he was angry all the time, and I couldn't understand why I was angry. And I was reading about Harry being angry, and I was like, this is weird, but I connected to it. And so I don't know, there was this very personable thing about it. But this reboot movie was supposed to be about Dumbledore, and they made it about Newt. And I think there's a big disconnect, and I don't think that's why the films really worked, because they're just kind of, it's supposed to be about him, but you don't really care about him. You care about young Dumbledore, and so I don't. Yeah, I hope they don't reboot
Jude
it.
Law, come on.
Yeah, Jude Law, baby. No, so I and let's talk about Jude Law's hairline for a second.
It's as magical as Dumbledore.
Yeah, it's who is doing this? But I don't know. I hope they don't reboot it. I think the films are classic. I hope they kind of go in the they're trying to go in the same vein as like I think, or maybe Lord of the Rings took it from them, where they're like, we're not going to reboot anything, but we are going to expand the universe. But they got to figure out something because it's not quite working. So like, if they did a reboot, maybe reboot the Dumbledore franchise and just focus on that. And I understand they had to recast Grindelwald and it's confusing and
Or do like
I
a
don't know.
freaking like Hogwarts when Snape and Lily and James were in Hogwarts and like check them out, have like
go
their
back.
little
Yeah.
backstory.
Yeah, I
You
like
know.
that. But there's no books. I think that's probably what the
Yeah.
problem is like we connected the books. We can't connect to just this random movie where Colin Farrell's running around and that one
You
dude
have
who's like on
great,
Broadway,
grab a little bit, right?
7 other guys, and
Ezra Miller is
Yeah.
running around, not getting arrested
Not breaking the sound barrier
Bring it
like
right
it's supposed to be.
before his
Yeah.
first arrest, I think.
Yeah.
but
I
don't know, maybe she,
missed the whole Harry Potter phenomena. So
maybe
Same.
J.K. Rowling writes a couple more books. She stays
Yeah.
off Twitter.
Just let it go.
Stays off Twitter. Maybe goes to a few classes.
Yeah.
Let it die.
Let it die. I think we're all in agreement there. Everyone for that one gets 5 points. Just 5. We're gonna keep it
5
moving.
points to Gryffindor.
There you go. All right, guys. Tomorrow, when the clock strikes 4:20. Now, let me say this: I didn't write this question. What is the one stoner movie you just have to watch, and why? Let's debate the best 420 movie. But I also want to know. This is Andy wants to know if there's one character in film or TV history you'd like to share some 420 stuff with. Me personally, I'm gonna start with this one. I'm gonna pass. Not puff pass, but just pass. But my favorite, I guess you'd call it a stoner movie, would be How High. Method Man and Redman were fantastic in that movie. Yes. Moving on. Let's go reverse order on this one.
So first, oh
yes.
my God,
yes.
Well, so I don't participate that much anymore. But when I did, I always loved Pineapple Express. That was a movie I like to watch and experience it in a certain state of mind.
Okay.
But if I had to take a step back, if I was going to participate in 420, I'd watch The Sixth Sense and then analyze it on the deepest level.
That is a very good answer.
I'm trying to go crazy.
I don't participate either. I never really have.
But he knows it. I would watch like 4 minutes of it and just scream and walk out the door.
Freak me out.
Yeah.
Freak me out. Good answer. Next, sir. What about you?
420 is the day of my people. I'm a big fan. My favorite stoner movie is the classic Half Baked. Love it. I mean, it's Chappelle at his prime. It's Jim Brewer before he went crazy. It's a lot of just they took slapstick stoner comedy and elevated it, and it was nice. So I'm a huge fan of that. I think if I were to share a joint with someone from film or TV, I think I would have to pick deep cut here. Sean Hunter from Boy Meets World. He was the first like TV character that I truly like related to. Like I was the kid that some of the parents were like, can't hang out with Drew, So like Sean was that first character. Like I would love to, we get high for the first time and go watch Half Baked together. And we're like 14.
Dope.
Yeah, I am at a loss for stoner movies. The only one I've seen has been Pineapple Express, and like everyone's seen that, so it would have to be that one. Maybe I saw Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke, but I don't remember.
OG.
Yeah, so Pineapple Express and someone from TV or film that I would partake with would be probably Paul Atreides from Dune, because I mean, you got spice, you got weed, your just mind is expanding into the future and the past and everywhere in between. So I'm down for a wicked ride.
Dee, as someone who edits your podcast, I can't say I
You
saw
know.
Dune coming. Not gonna lie.
Very good. All right, round 3. We're almost to the end, everyone. Moon Knight is halfway through its run on Disney Plus, and for a character a lot of people previously know very little about, it's done well for itself. Give me your best random, not popular Marvel character you would like to see a Disney Plus show for, and cast the lead. We'll stay in reverse order again.
Oh my God! Put the pressure on me.
I can go first. I can go first just to help you out, give you a time.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, fun.
I really wanted to see Mr. Tatum as Gambit.
There was my
Yeah, that was like 10 years ago, right? Yeah.
Yes. That was such an interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
He's relatively unknown. Gambit is very unknown unless you watch the cartoon.
He was always my favorite. Yeah.
But man, I saw a TikTok on him yesterday, and they were like, have you ever noticed when all the X-Men are standing outside, there's no wind, even for Storm, except for Gambit's hair is like blowing in the wind? It's because he has so much drip. That's it. Gambit just has that drip, and he pulled Rogue, like the babe of the 90s, right? Mm-hmm. And so I still want to see a Gambit movie, and I'm okay with Tatum playing him. He's got the abs for it. It'll work.
It'll work.
Well, and I think what's so great about Tatum is, in a very same but different Ryan Reynolds-esque, like, they know how to do comedy, and I feel like Gambit's got a little bit of comedy in there, and yeah, I think it'd be a good fit, and I was disappointed when that didn't actually happen. If I had to pick, I don't know. I mean, I've been pretty satisfied with who they've brought through, and I know he's already been featured, but it's just like my weird brain. But I love the idea of Mark Wahlberg playing Howard the Duck, because just Mark Wahlberg like probably will have a role in the Marvel universe at some point, and he'll probably play someone great, But I love the idea of him just playing like Marvel, or playing Howard the Duck, I like that idea.
Is he dressed like is it prosthetics, or is he just voiceover?
I want all of it.
A puppet.
Yeah, I want him doing the whole, like, you ever seen those like YouTube videos of Smog? What's his name?
Yes.
Yeah. And he's like doing he's running around.
Cumberbatch is doing it.
Yes, I want Mark Wahlberg doing that. But then he's like also talking to the rest of the Marvel universe, and and he could have been anybody he wanted to be. That's what I want. And a spinoff would be fun. I think a spinoff would be fun.
Excellent. He is himself from the old movies in the Marvel universe, per the collector, in that I think it was the after credit shot. So it would have to be like the duck puppet from the original, and then Mark Wahlberg's just in a green suit anyway, doing weird shit.
I know. That's gonna happen. But I don't know why, but it just cracks me up, the idea of Mark Wahlberg just being like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Yeah, Philadelphia.
Yeah. Boston. Hold on, Boston. Careful.
Wonderful. All right, let's move.
I would love to. I love obscure villain origin stories. I don't think we get enough of them. And in the same vein as the X-Men, because I too would love to see a Gambit movie. But I would like to see like Sabretooth and all these comedic actors getting their glow ups. I would like to see Jack Black. Sabretooth.
Whoa.
That would be. Everyone would see that. Everyone
right?
would see it.
Is that not
no CGI or makeup?
Yeah.
Is him his hairy shoulders out?
Is it a costume?
See how ripped he can get in a 6-month span?
Yeah.
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 Well, there's like all those. There's that
Lesson
one
learned.
comedian who got ripped for his Eternals role,
Yeah.
and like I could see an incredible Jack Black transformation, or just Jack Black staying as is and just being
That would be
Sabretooth
that
as
would
is.
yeah.
I
That would
think
be
he
even better.
say exactly the way he is. Be like,
But it's got to be comic accurate. Like he's got to wear
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's like, is it his skin or is it a suit? We don't know,
Yeah.
but it's Jack Black in a onesie
Yeah,
somehow.
no updated cool costume with like scales and shiny metals, just straight out of the comics. The hairy suit, Jack Black running around with some cowboy boots on or whatever, and it's just like I hope the director just gives him the hairy suit and then just records what he does, like
Yeah.
candid
Just like
And
read
from
the
a
comic and go
distance.
for it.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
just
just
like
Jack Black in his boots, and like he's still wearing the Speedo. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and then you
over
have
the
Kyle.
suit.
Kyle randomly plays someone from Alpha Flight, like he's like Cannonball or some like a random Canadian like X-Man, and he's like, "Hey, I'm just had to make my appearance," like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would
Great.
actually be an amazing movie.
that. Well, that was pretty.
I'm
cool.
in. I'll start the Patreon. I'll start
Yes.
the GoFundMe. Yeah.
Let's start writing this up and let's sell it. Let's sell
That's
it,
it.
guys.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
I am looking for a Jubilee movie coming out on the 4th of July. She's not obscure because she was in like the 90s cartoon, but definitely like the worst power. Like
Which is
just
still my favorite X-Men,
fireworks.
the 90s cartoon.
Yeah. So if she had like a 4th of July movie and they made it like super gritty and she was just like, freaking shooting fireworks up people's butts to like murder them and stuff like they do in Man on Fire or something like that,
Oh my god.
people would be like, yeah, that's a great idea for a movie, and I wouldn't see it. But I want Jubilee to get her own movie. 4th of
my
July
God.
weekend.
Or a Disney Plus, little Disney Plus series.
There you go.
Oh God, even worse.
I think we got. I like this.
That's wow. That's really awesome. We named my daughter partly after Jubilee, so Jubilee wins that round. I'm going to give you 7 million points for that one. That means we have a winner.
I mean,
tell us a little bit about your social media and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. My social media is the G Spot Podcast, and we are on Facebook, and you can find me at DK0. That's DEECAY, like decay, but with an extra E. On Twitter, and Sarah and I do our podcast, our video podcast, every other Friday. So check us out. We're on Project Nerd.
Great. Dee, great job today. Gentlemen, thank you both for joining us. As much we can give her a Smash Bros clap, right? We can give her a Smash Bros. Yeah.
Can I get a second?
After today, I
Here
think
you
we all get that. There you go. Just keep passing it along, right?
There's a million points.
Appreciate it so much. Definitely check out more on Project Nerd, guys. We are expanding ever so slightly, but more and more content coming your way very, very soon. Shout out to Andy, who is having some internet troubles. Yes. We'll get him back. He may just be over at my house next time, like right here, shooting fireworks at my butt. Anyway, until next time, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next one.